Hello everyone, as you can see in the title below, this will be my rundown of my itinerary for my brother and I's trip to New York for Wrestlemania 35. This will be our fifth out of the last 6 WrestleManias we will have attended. The only one we missed was Orlando. But so Wednesday night we will be staying close to John Glenn Airport in Columbus. Our flight leaves, I believe, at 7:05. We just wanted to stay down there so we can sleep, an hour and 15 minutes longer. Because as anyone who's ever been to WrestleMania can tell you, sleep comes at a premium that week. So you've got to build it up while you can. And then Thursday morning, our flight leaves at 7:05. We're due to get to New York at 9 o'clock. I've been watching for a couple of days now. The flight that we take has been put into rotation. And it looks like it gets there about 8:45, so about 15 minutes early. But I've set it up to where I'll be able to check in early, so we'll be able to drop our bags off and all that good stuff. And then from there, once we land, we'll get our Metro cards and all that stuff. We'll go drop our bags off. We will take the subway into Brooklyn and hit up the Superstore. You want to get there the first day as soon as it opens, so that way you get your pick of what you want. And you don't have to hope and pray that they have what you want or you need. And then going back, we'll go back after that and get some lunch, more than likely. And then I'm going to get in line for there's a couple guys I'm going to be meeting WrestleMania weekend that are part of some of my earliest wrestling memories, and guys I never thought I would get the chance to meet. And one of them is Jushin Thunder Liger. He is going to be at the WrestleCon Super Show, which my brother and I have tickets for. But he's doing a meet and greet before the Super Show, since he won't be able to attend the WrestleCon convention Friday or Saturday. So I'm very much looking forward to that. It's a guy, like I said, I never thought I would get the chance to meet. And since this is his retirement year, I'm very happy WrestleCon was able to get him, and that I'll be able to meet him before the Super Show. After that, I'll probably go up and hang out with my brother for a little bit, and then we have tickets to the WrestleCon Super Show Thursday night at 7 o'clock. We probably would have done access, but at the time, they made it out to be that it was going to be, access was only going to be Friday through Monday. We didn't know access was going to be Thursday, so we got tickets to the Super Show, and of course, Charlotte's VIP is Thursday night, but I'll have a chance to meet Charlotte. Again, I won't have a chance to meet Jushin Thunder Liger again. They haven't announced a lot for the WrestleCon Super Show. I believe there's one guy from AAA is wrestling, a guy from CMLL, and then I do believe it's Will Ospreay versus Bandito, and then Zack Sabre Jr. is doing an open challenge. WrestleCon did say they're not going to do a lot of match announcements. They want a lot of stuff to be surprises, which is what Liger was going to be a surprise until he announced that this is his retirement year. But other than that, we'll go to that, and then we'll probably get some food afterwards. And then I didn't say where we're staying. We're staying at the WrestleCon Hotel, the New York Midtown Hilton. It's going to be super nice to be able to just walk downstairs to the Super Show and then just walk back up to your room. You don't have to get in the cab or the subway, even though I love riding the subway in New York. But, so that's our plans for Thursday night. Friday morning, we have tickets to the WrestleCon convention. We've got several people. My brother is meeting, I think he's meeting all the Horsemen except for Flair, because Flair's line will be absolutely stupid. He's meeting J.J. Dillon, and then the Iron Sheik. And I want to say he's got one other one, but I don't remember who it is. My list is Baby Doll, Taya Valkyrie, Danielle Monet, however you say her name, Summer Rae, Francine, Brian Zane, and then there's somebody else I have. But the two big ones for me at WrestleCon is another guy I never thought I would get the chance to meet. Literally, my two earliest wrestling memories are WrestleMania 7, which was Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter, and then the other one is watching the Great Muta on WCW with because my dad never really liked wrestling very much, but he was a big WCW guy back in the 80s. And he loved Muta. The only way this would be any better is if my childhood nickname namesake, the Great Kabuki, could be there, but I don't think he travels anymore. But yeah, I've already bought my ticket, and I will thankfully be able to get a picture with the Great Muta. It's another guy I never thought in a million years I would get the chance to meet, because he doesn't come to America. I think the last time he was in America was 7 or 8 years ago, something like that. He's wrestling for House of Glory. I'm kind of thinking he will be a surprise for the WrestleCon Super Show at some point. Even if he doesn't wrestle, I think he'll show up. And then the other one at WrestleCon, my big one of WrestleCon, my big one of the entire weekend this is actually a funny story. We were originally going to go to WrestleMania, and then I had to change jobs, so we didn't think I was going to be able to get the time off. So we canceled our trip. And then my brother comes home and says, hey, you need to look at the WrestleCon list. And I said, why? He goes, just go ahead and look. And there he is, my favorite professional wrestler to ever live. In my opinion, the best four horsemen, Tully Blanchard, is going to be at WrestleCon. I have a combo pack, an autograph, and a picture thanks to my brother, Brian. Anybody who knows me knows how much I love Tully Blanchard. He's far and away my favorite wrestler of all time. And it's going to be a very big honor for me to meet him. Another guy I never thought I'd get the chance to meet because his health hasn't been the best the last couple of years. As a matter of fact, he was supposed to be at WrestleCon last year, and I was going to buy a combo, but like the day after they canceled him because his health wasn't doing so well. But yeah, I'm very excited to meet Tully, and then I'm sure I'll probably add a couple people here and there. Depending on his pro photo op schedule, we may do the Iron Sheik, but we got to kind of keep our WrestleCon list condensed only because we do have access tickets Friday night. We just have general admission. But my big one at Access this year that I want to meet Sonya Deville. I love Sonya Deville. I think she's vastly underrated, and they need to. Hopefully, the rumors are true, and she gets in the SmackDown Women's Title match at WrestleMania. But she's my big one that I want to meet at Access. Other people I want to meet at Access are I'd like to meet Gallows and Anderson, since it does look like that they're going to be leaving when their contracts are over in September. I'd like to meet Cesaro. I've met Sheamus. I've never got to meet Cesaro. I'd love to meet Cesaro. But yeah, so we have tickets Friday night. Getting to this place for Access, anybody that's playing in this trip that's not staying in Brooklyn can tell you, getting to this, the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal, where Access is going to be a pain in the ass, because the way my brother and I are going to have to go, we can take a subway to like a mile away. We really don't want to walk through Brooklyn at 10 o'clock at night back to the subway, so we're going to Uber from the subway stop to the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal and then Uber back to the subway stop. I'm not afraid to walk in New York, but I really don't want to walk a mile at 10:30 at night when it could potentially be 30 degrees. I just don't want to do that. And then Saturday is going to be, it always is every year. Last year was just the longest day of my life, because we did Access Saturday morning, Access Saturday afternoon, because my brother had Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss VIPs last year, and then we went to Ring of Honor, which went way too long. But this year we're doing Access all day, the 8 a.m. session, the 1 o'clock session, and the 6 o'clock session. The 8 a.m. session, we just have general admission, so we'll have to be there fairly early. We'll probably have to be there about 6 o'clock, which means we'll have to leave our hotel about 5:15 to get to the subway. And then Saturday afternoon, my brother once again has a Braun Strowman VIP. I have a Daniel Bryan VIP, somebody I've never had the chance to meet. My brother's met him at a Comic-Con in Columbus a few years ago. But I'm debating on what I want to have signed by Daniel Bryan. I've got two things. It all depends on the NXT championship match, which I'll get to here in a minute. But I've got a DVD from a promotion in Cleveland called AIW, where at their biggest show of the year is Absolution, and Absolution 5, Gargano won Johnny Gargano won a fatal 4-way to win the Absolute title, and then went and wrestled a half-hour draw against Daniel Bryan. I'm debating on whether having Daniel Bryan sign that Absolution 5 DVD, or I'm debating on having him sign the Wrestling Road Diaries 1 that he was in with Colt Cabana and Sal Rinauro. One of my favorite one of my favorite documentaries, period. You don't have to be a wrestling fan to enjoy that one. But those are the two things I'm debating on having him sign. The reason I'm debating on that is for the 6 o'clock session, my brother has an Asuka VIP. I have the NXT Champions VIP. Now, it was originally set to be, it says NXT Champions in it, so it was Tommaso Ciampa and Shayna Baszler. I would assume Ciampa is not going to be there, considering he did just have spinal fusion surgery. Now, I don't know if it was, I think it was either last year or 2 years ago, the first year they did these, somebody lost their title, but it was still the first person that they had announced, because I would assume most people who bought these based on the fact that they were meeting Tommaso Ciampa and Shayna Baszler. But I would assume since Ciampa is not going to be wrestling, they will replace him with whoever has whoever wins the NXT title. No spoilers, but I mean, we all knew Gargano was going to be in the match. I won't say who he's facing. If Gargano wins, and I'm guaranteed of meeting Gargano in the NXT Champions VIP, I will probably have Daniel Bryan sign the Absolution DVD so I can get Gargano and Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him, both on there, because I don't think too many people would have that DVD cover signed by both of them. If the person Gargano is facing wins, I'll have Daniel Bryan sign the Wrestling Road Diaries 1 DVD. And then I've got last year I was lucky enough to meet Ruby Riott and have her sign a AIW DVD cover from the first. It was the first ever time two women had main evented a non-Girls Night Out AIW show. I got Ruby/Heidi to sign the DVD Bloodsport last year. I'd love to get Shayna to sign it. It was also, actually, it was Ronda Rousey's first public appearance after losing to Holly Holm. It was a big deal. But yeah, I think those are the things I'm going to have them sign. And then Sunday, we will be in Brooklyn for the 8 a.m. access session, just general admission. We probably will leave at about an hour early so we can get back to our hotel, because it's pretty cool. WrestleCon is chartering charter buses, the big fancy buses, to take you to and from WrestleMania. So we got to get back for that. I think those leave at 3 or 3:30. I'm not entirely sure, but so we won't have to Uber or take the bus to WrestleMania, which is well worth the money we had to spend for that. And then we can't. We're not staying for Raw Monday, so we're flying out Monday afternoon, like 11:30, I think. But yeah, that's the rundown of our WrestleMania trip. We fly in Thursday morning. We've got the WrestleCon Super Show, WrestleCon Friday, Access Friday, and then Access all day Saturday, and then Access and WrestleMania on Sunday. Like I said earlier, because of the circumstances why we decided to go on this trip, I'll just put this out there. My dad had been sick for quite a while, and he passed away in October. And my brother and I were sitting there the day after he passed, and and that was when he told me to look at the WrestleCon list. And then I went and talked to my manager at work, and I said, hey, we were planning on doing this when I switched jobs. Is there any way I can, have Wednesday through Monday off and I can work after that? She said, absolutely, you had it planned. Well, it's no problem. And then, so we decided to go to WrestleMania this year. So it's a little sentimental just because, of the catalyst why we decided to end up going. But I'm looking forward to it. New York's my favorite city in the world. I can't wait to be on the subway again and, be in New York. Hopefully I get to meet a couple people that I like and respect quite a bit that I've met through Twitter and YouTube. I know Big Time Breaks and I are going to try and get together and maybe film a quick video just to talk about stuff, just introduce and whatever you want to call it. And then Nick, I'm not going to say your last name because I don't want to butcher it, and I know I would, but I hope to run into him. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. WrestleMania, I mean, people don't really go to WrestleMania week for only WrestleMania anymore. There's so much to do. There's so many independent shows. There's a show at WrestleMania week with Swoggle versus Scott. AIW is running a show, Slumber Party Massacre. If we can get out in time for the WrestleCon Super Show, we're going to try to get to it. Only because it's Swoggle versus Scott Steiner. Where else are you going to see a match like that other than WrestleMania weekend? Because they know the amount of people that are going to be there. They know people want. Oh, I forgot somebody on my WrestleCon. I knew who I forgot on my WrestleCon list. I'm going to Joey Ryan, just because I have Joey Ryan big in Japan socks that I want to wear, and hopefully that gets a pop from him. But no, I'm very much looking forward. I hope I run. I've got a buddy that I met in Dallas from Israel. He's going to be coming again this year, so hopefully he and I can hook up. My buddy David Cohen. I'll probably see him at WrestleMania. But it's always a great time meeting new people. Like last year in line at Access one night, I met some people from Scotland, Turkey, Greece, Italy, and Australia. And it's the interactions you have with people, the friendships you make through, like David is one of my best friends. Actually didn't meet him at WrestleMania. I met him at NXT Access at the Arnold Classic one year, but it's just the relationships you make and the friendships you make and the experiences you have. Even if you're not a huge wrestling fan, you need to experience WrestleMania week once in your life. It's so much fun. It's such a wonderful time. My brother and I are already planning for 36 in Tampa next year. We already have some hotels scouted. But yeah, I appreciate everybody watching these. If you were worried about me because I hadn't put anything up or you hadn't heard from me, I had a pretty bad cold for 2 weeks. Worst I felt in probably 10 years. But I'll probably in the next week or so, once we get a almost final WrestleMania card locked down, I'll put up my predictions on what the card's going to look like and who I think is going to win. But yeah, that's my rundown for WrestleMania week. I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll talk to everybody next time.